I love how in this devotional for today, the focus is just on one phrase and specifically on what happens in that phrase. First, the editor focuses on this prophet Isaiah saying, "For a child has been born to us." Has been. The prophet is saying that this child is already here. And I love when he reflects and says, what will happen one day is already real and certain in God's eyes. I love this concept that God is outside of our space and time, and that because God is outside of our space and time, the future is already something that God has in God's very present. Time looks different for God. And then he focuses on that next phrase, for a child has been born for us. And his focus, right, is that a human alone can't talk like that. 700 years before Jesus was born is when Isaiah prophesies this text in Isaiah 9, 6, and 7. And he says, no human being who can't tell you what's going to happen next year. I think for us in this pandemic time, who can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow, we grasp this together. And this child has been born for us. I love Bonhoeffer's quote here. A shaking of heads, perhaps even an evil laugh, must go through our old, smart, experienced, self-assured world when it hears the call of salvation of believing Christians, for a child has been born for us, a son given to us. Friends, our smart, self-assured, experienced world cannot completely understand this good news of this child being born for us. Specifically for us today, a child being born for us 2,000 years ago. Yet that is the hope that we proclaim, and we know that this world desperately wants to believe it and desperately needs it. So let us live out that hope today.